Hello, everyone, to the next episode of the C podcast. And today we have Fathia with us. Hi, Fathia.
Hi, Dave.
Hi. Fathia, how are you?
Doing well, doing great.
Right.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So, Fathia, before we begin, I'm just very curious about the meaning of your name. What does Fathia mean? Is there a meaning to it?
There's a meaning about my name. It's my mom and dad picked my name from Quran. It's like Al-Fatiha from the very first of Al-Quran. So it's like I'm the opener as they accept that I am the first child, but apparently God makes it like I'm the only child of the family. So yeah,
Okay.
Fathaya as the opener for this family, but apparently Fathaya is just like the one.
All right. Right. So, did you ever feel lonely at times? Because, see, I mean, when we have siblings, we all have, time to play, and we play with them, we quarrel, mess with them. So, did you ever felt lonely?
Yes, there's always a pro cons whenever I see a person with siblings when they have a very romantic, warm, supportive environment, family. I was like, I wish I have someone to talk to. I wish I have someone, because my parents are busy with their work.
Okay.
And sometimes I was like, I need someone to accompany me. But at the same time, I sometimes also feel like, oh God, thank God I have no siblings, because sometimes it can be so handful,
Right.
So it always come between in situation.
Right. Well, thanks for letting me know the meaning of the name. And I mean, having siblings has its own pros and cons, but I think that's how the relationship is, bittersweet, and I think that's the beauty of it. I think all of the relationships are something like that. All has their own pros and cons, but again, that's the beauty of it, and I think we should cherish them. And with that, I think we will be also moving towards our episode regarding talking a lot about relationships and stuff. And I've heard your story before, but let's dive into it more deeper, and let our audience also understand. So before we start, can you please introduce yourself to us? What are where are you from, and what are you currently doing? Yep.
Sure. Okay. So, hi everyone, the listener of this podcast. I'm very happy to be here today. My name is Fathaya Amaliah. I'm from Indonesia, but you can simply call me or remember me being here as Aya. And I'm currently an intern for C production, and I'm so happy joining the team.
All right. Great. So how I mean, what do you study, Fatih? I mean, what do you study? How's your what's your educational qualification?
I'm a fresh graduate, and I was a bachelor of I am a bachelor of communication. I'm focusing on public relation. And by that, for now, I'm focusing by doing a podcast through my communication skill and public relations skill. So I'm doing my own podcast.
Right. It does come in handy, especially. And so why communications? Why public relations? Like, why did you choose this as your career? Any specific reason?
Funny thing is, I'm glad you asked. Funny thing, here you can choose like 2 majors, and the first one I choose is psychology, because I really want to know and understand people, how they feel, why they act that way, what makes them act a certain way. And I don't know, God doesn't put me on that major, so I think like actually I'm running away from math. So I'm like, okay, maybe having a communication major, I have no math, but wrong. It still has a math.
It does.
So it's statistic.
Okay.
It is.
Right.
So that's the reason why I choose communication.
Yeah, right. I can see that.
I'm just running away from math.
I did, honestly, trust me, I also did. I think most of my life I had wanted to run from math, and right now I think I'm glad that I am out of math as of now. But yes, it's just so good, number crunching and stuff like that. Maybe I should get into stock market someday. I will, hopefully. But yes, I think communication is a great way, and then doing podcasts. There's lots to learn from podcasts. Cool. So Fatih, tell me, how were you when you were when you were a kid, were you shy? Were you, we all are different when our kids, and us personality suddenly changes, we develop in certain way. So how were you as a kid, and how are you now, and what's the difference when you look back and look at you now?
There's so many differences. Fun fact again about me that I was an extrovert.
Okay.
My mom had always put me like on the stage, like, oh, and I, whenever I see a stage, is it on a mall or a park, I'll just like go on the stage and just like go sing whatever, or I just like dance without even care about people, and just like, I like to be heard, maybe to be seen. I don't know, when I was a kid. And then my mom had always put me on any competition, and alhamdulillah, I always won it. Either it's 1, 2, or 3, which is I always won it. And then as I grow up, then I find myself and become an introvert. Right. Okay, if my friend watches, my family watches, they're gonna be like, yeah, she is now. Because for nowadays, I feel like I need to charge myself whenever I go out. Even meet my best friend, I have to like, okay, I need to charge my social battery.
All right.
Because like I'm just like, I choose to be just myself. I choose to be just, just me and myself. I love me time.
Right.
It's different.
Right. And I mean, yeah, that's very that's very true as well. When we all grow in a certain perspective, and then we do understand life, in a certain way. Sometimes we learn it in a hard way, sometimes we learn it in a fun way, but we do learn about it, and I think that definitely gives up a hands up, in terms of our personality development as well. So why do you think you have changed? Like, why exactly do you think you have come from being an extrovert to an introvert?
Maybe I used to get a lot of tuition, in Indonesia, where you're high school, you're about to go to university, you gotta have a tuition, like an extra studying time for you and everything. And then at that time, I was busy studying, and then I came home, and my parents already slept, and I have to go again to school, and it's like, maybe I get comfortable with myself, because sometimes when I met people, it's like, no, that's not what I want, or like, no, because I don't want to burden them to accompany me, even when I go to bookstore, or maybe when I just crafting something or eat something, I'll just go by my own.
Right.
So
Understood.
yeah, maybe I find that I finally comfortable with myself.
Right. And that's one of the best things, being comfortable by yourself. Right. So how was your school life, Fathia? How was your school life? I mean, how was your complete life, throughout the school? Was it 10 years from class 1, standard 1 to standard 10th, or till 12th?
It was wild. How can I tell you? Just wild. I'm as I said before, I'm not good at math, while people are really chasing on math. So I'm just like, let's just go play. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. I'm learning life through school, so I can see characteristic through school. When people are chasing grade, I am chasing other things, I guess.
Right. Do you happen to know Shah Rukh Khan?
Of course. Oh, wait. You might be shocked if I can tell you that I can maybe like introduce myself in Hindi.
Please do that. I'd love to, and especially when you're a SRK fan. Yeah, please do that.
I am humiliating myself here. Okay, so it's just like a basic Namaste, mera naam Aya.
Right. Great.
Yeah,
great,
and
great.
that thing.
Right.
Yeah,
And how
I know a lot of thing in Hindi.
Okay, nice. How do you know Shah Rukh Khan? I mean, what's his movie that you have watched, or you might know him?
Like the booming one, I know him from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Right.
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Yeah, right.
Right. I can see that.
Please ask me my favorite movie of him.
Please tell me your favorite movie. I mean, please. I think we all want to know now.
It's oh my god, Mohabbatin.
Right. Actually, I'm an ardent fan. I'm the biggest fan of SRK, Shah Rukh Khan. So I sometimes promote him. Yeah, in page. In between the podcast, I just talk about him randomly. Yeah, I mean,
he's the king.
Right, and yeah, I think his movie is coming. How excited are you? Are you excited?
Come again, sir?
Are you excited to his upcoming movie? Did you know there's a upcoming movie coming?
Honestly, I don't know about his recent movie because start from his movie titled Zero, I'm not
Yeah,
really interested. It's like I'm the fan of his old movie, I
right,
guess.
right. No, actually, this
Yeah.
is upcoming movie, but that's another day discussion altogether.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. You should. We should.
yeah, we should talk about it. All right. So Fatia, tell me, okay, since I understood your school life, you happen to understand the characteristics, and of course, you ran a lot from math, understandable, since I come from the same place. But yes, how was your college life?
I already graduated, so college life is okay. It's fine. It's there is so many memories that I can remember and I can tell my kid later. So yeah,
Ah,
it's
okay.
fine. It's fun and enjoy it while you're
Mhm.
at the present time. Just enjoy it.
Right, right. So, what are the important things that you might have learned from your college, or what are the things that you have actually understood through college life? Anything? Yeah.
Balance.
Ah,
You gotta
right.
do
I
balance,
think
guys.
right. I
Okay,
think I
okay,
think
keep
that
it
was a
balanced.
mic drop of the moment. That's like the mic drop, like balance. Right,
Balance.
right. So, what do you mean by
Because
balance? Hmm.
you cannot be a nerd, like a full nerd. You just like go home, study, and then you just like do assignment and then blah blah blah, and you just get a
Right,
cum laude and everything. No, you can do that in college. It's different. Go out, have some time, make networking. You
right,
know, be with person they wanna be. Say something you wanna say. Like just explore yourself more while you're in college. Because if you are just focused on your study, you will get nothing. If you're just focused on networking,
hmm,
it might help,
hmm.
but you still need skill and you need something on your brain. So yeah, need balance. It's important.
Right, right. Understood. Of course, I think when our audience would listen, they finally understand that, because exploration, and not exploration, we didn't mean in an external way, but internal. You have to understand yourself. What are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your goals, what
Yes,
are those.
yes.
Right, right, right.
Yes, knowing your goals is very important while you're in college.
Correct, correct, correct. So we happen to speak about the COVID era as well. Before we just had a small catch up, and we did speak about that, and I yeah, and I somehow know, or at least expect that there might have things that have happened to you in the era that might have disturbed, or anyway had certain kind of impact on you. And of course, it was impact. I mean, it did have an impact in most of our lives. But I'd want to understand specifically how was the COVID era for you, and how did it impact, since we're going to talk about in a more detail.
So like everybody knows that pandemic really affect us crazy mentally, physically.
Mm-hmm.
It improve us as well because some people find their own skill while pandemic.
Right.
Some people find their lovers in pandemic. Some people break up because of the distance in pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while me, I'm on that breakup side.
Okay.
Because I just graduate 2019, I guess. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
2019. And then I was exploring Snapchat
Mm-hmm.
and I found new friend. No, I met tons of amazing friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got hooked with this one person that I never intentionally fall for. Never
Okay.
have intentionally falling for him.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And yeah, because we don't have much time at that time, so me focusing myself for him, only him.
Mm-hmm.
While at the time that he was trying to run away from himself. So it's really like not. At that time, I don't really see the match. Like I forced myself to see that he's the one. I was
Mm-hmm.
forcing myself to see that this is pandemic time. This is finally God put me in a situation where I have to focus on my relationship thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and it just came no luck at all.
Mm-hmm. 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 Understood. Understood.
Um,
Right. Right.
and by no luck, I really don't know how to tell. Um, I already told you about like first grade, second grade, high school, and everything. I just focusing myself to study and explore my environment.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that time, at the pandemic moment, I was focusing myself on love, relationship, and I focusing myself on the wrong person because so it was my first relationship.
Oh,
That was my
okay.
first relationship. Yeah,
Right. Right.
and I know nothing about love. All I know love is peachy rainbow. So yeah, don't get wrong. Don't ever get the wrong idea of love.
Right.
Understood what love's first, and then yeah, you will see love from your surroundings.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
yeah, yeah. And I was know nothing about what toxic relationship is
Mm-hmm.
until I was trapped in one.
Right, right, right. So, I'm first of all, I'm really sorry that you have had to, go through such kind of a relationship. And I think, we all deserve love. I think we all deserve love, happiness. I think that's what human beings truly deserve. But at the same time, things like this happen, and sometimes we are so misconducted out of someone else's behavior that we wouldn't understand what's going on, what's right, what's wrong, and in that way sometimes we forget ourselves. We forget who we are. I think that's when the self sabotage comes in the place, where you unknowingly sabotage yourself in a way that would harm you, and
Yes,
give that scars,
yes,
give those scars. And
yes,
I
correct.
think there's a very thin line between fantasy, between love, between what you want, and between what you're actually getting, and understanding that
Yes,
line.
yes.
Right, and understanding that line is really important. So I want to understand, what are your views? I mean, when you are telling that it was a toxic relationship, could you elaborate? Because I would want our audience to understand what are the traits of it. How would you look at it, and what exactly happens into it?
Okay. So as you said that we have to know what we want and what we deserve in a relationship,
Right,
because sometimes people who's single, they just think like, oh, I want to be in a relationship because that is so beautiful, because I have
right,
someone to accompany me whenever I want, because I have someone to vent, because I could have someone to cuddle with maybe,
hmm,
but no, it's not always that way.
right,
So for your question, I don't even know what relationship is at the time, because what I know is just like two lovers, a relationship, love, blah blah blah, arguments, blah blah, and then done. And I don't know. There is so many abusive things in relationship. I used to know there is only one abusive in relationship, that is physical abusive. But
hmm,
then I was wrong. There is
right,
so many abusive in relationship,
right,
while mine is mentally abusive,
right,
and that is the worst.
right, right, right.
No, actually that's not the worst. All abusive is the worst.
Correct, correct, correct.
So I don't really understand what I've been through at that time. I was so confused. I don't know where to ask about what I'm feeling. As I told you before, that he was running away from himself. But I was there for him and trying to convince him that I'm ready for a relationship, a full commitment for the relationship. So he should too. But then
Hmm.
I was wrong. When someone is not ready, don't force them.
Correct.
When someone is still running away from themselves, don't chase them. They
Correct.
have to be secure, they have to be settled first on their body, on their mind. Then they'll be with you fully, commitment.
Right.
Because yeah, and for me, what makes me know that is finally what makes me finally realize that it is a mentally abusive relationship, because I feel more draining whenever I talk to him. I feel like I have to charge myself first before I talk to him. There's so
Right.
many pressure than happiness. There's so many, I feel like I have to fulfill his happiness no matter what.
Right.
um Maybe as a warning for whoever listening to this, um thing that I can tell you, whenever you feel like you are How do I say? Whenever you feel like you are draining with a person, it's
Right,
not your person. It's
right,
the wrong person. You
right.
have to be fully yourself when you're with someone.
Correct, correct. And I think,
Yeah.
no matter what, if something is costing your peace of mind, I think that is not good. And I
Yes. Correct.
Right. I mean, at the end, it should be obvious. I mean, if you look at love, I might not know much about love, but when I look at SRK movies, because I'm his fan, I see that there's a kind of peace that you get when you're with someone. But at the same time, as I've mentioned, if that's that person, or a single conversation with that person is making you drain your energy, or is at least expecting for you to charge yourself before you talk or have a conversation with him or her, I think that is a big red flag, and I think we should understand that. And when we talk about that into mental health aspects, it's really exhaustive, because it not only can have an impact on your present life, but can also live impact for your future as well. People, I've seen people who
Yes.
run out of love, and I mean, not run out of love. I mean, they try to run away from love. Because they have had a kind of experience, of course, unfortunate experience, and I think that's where you draw the line. I think that's where you have to draw the line. So I want to understand, I mean,
Yes.
you have been in a toxic relationship, which is so unfortunate. I'm really sorry. I can imagine how it could have been for you, and I can also imagine how strong you are for your to come out here and talk to us about that. And I'm also very interested or curious to actually listen some of your podcasts, because you have mentioned that you're talking about mental health, and I want to see what positive impact you could brought, because of a negative thing that have happened to you into the world, and make someone realize or smile. I think that's one of the biggest attribute that you have done so far. I think that deserves an applause. Maybe our audience will when they listen to this episode. But at the same time, I'd want to understand, how did you draw the line, because now that you're in a toxic relationship. So how did you start getting that idea, and how did you actually try, or do something to come out of it? So what did you do about it?
First thing maybe that you can understand about what red flag is for you. You know, some people have their own standard. Some people has this standard like, he or she should love my family or blah blah blah. He or she should be financially independent and those kind of things. So basically, you're the one who make that line. You are the one who draw that thing in your head. So
Right.
what is under understand first what is red flag for you. So
Right.
while you can still how do I say, while you can still tolerate it,
Hmm.
just be okay with it. So
Right.
when
Hmm.
you cannot tolerate it, let go. Just like, okay, bye bye. Do not attach to people easily. They
Hmm.
will hurt yourself. Do not attach or give people 100% of yourself,
Right.
because at the end of the time, you're the one who should protect yourself first. You're
Correct.
the one who should protect your heart first. No matter what, you're the one who can build a guard for your heart. So yeah, remember about the red flag.
Right. I think that's true again. I think you have to be the master of your own life at the end of the day. I have seen
Yes.
people in love, they give that strings to that other person, and the other person, if at all not right, he might or she might do it, handle you in a way which is completely unimaginable at times. But yes, I think that's one of the right things that I've mentioned. I think we should understand when to take control, and when to tolerate and when not to tolerate as well. That's one of the biggest aspects, because I've seen in relationship, people have the notion that it is what it is, and I guess have to deal with it. That's what people think most of the times.
Yes. And
uh,
people are scared to let go sometimes because once they're in relationship, they feel like, okay, this is my person. Okay, I'm fall for him. I'm gonna fall for her, 100%.
right,
Don't.
right. Correct. Right. So when did this happen exactly? I mean, in the COVID era, I mean, in the COVID time, it was in 2020s, 2021.
Uh, Funny things there. I still can remember it vividly. It happens on. It start on July, June. It start on June 2019, and it ended on 2019. Sorry. Yes, it happens on June and ended on September. Yeah, it just took 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
Mm-hmm.
took 6 months to break me, but then up until now, I'm still trying to heal from
Mm-hmm.
what I've been through. I mean, yeah, it happened only 6 months. 6 months and took forever to recover, but I'm so proud of myself.
Right, 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 right. So, so when did you break the? I mean, you have broken in September 2020. Is that right? September, like that's when you broke up.
Okay, sorry, if I was saying that we were broke up,
Mm-hmm.
no. I didn't get any closure. That's the worst part. Can you imagine, it was my first relationship? I fall for a guy, I support him 10 of 10. I'm willing to move to his country and I support everything. I'm so sorry if I'm bragging, but I'm not. But I want you to see how supportive I am for him. But no matter what it is,
I'm
it's
sure.
if someone wants to go, they just go. So they just go without closure. It's just like without bye bye, without like simply without closure. There's no words, there's no bye bye, there's no nothing, there's no closure. And that's the hardest part that I have to deal with because I have to make my own closure.
Right, right. I think that's when it actually hits, without closure, I think. And again, Fatia, I want to understand, we as human beings, I've seen, very close friends of mine as well, constantly looking for that closure. But I think when there's no love, I think chasing for a closure is also not
Mm.
right. So, how do you, or how did you, talk to yourself and made up your mind that it's fine without a closure? Because I've seen people suffering, they're constantly seeking the answer for their questions that they have, what
Yeah, yeah,
happened,
I
why,
did
and
that
stuff
too.
like
I
that.
did. Yeah,
Right.
I
So,
did
but
that too.
right, but at the end, when someone leaves, you can't expect, that's like expecting hot water from a fridge. You can't get that. And when they're just gone, I know the example really is really bad, but yes, when they're gone, you just can't make them come back and explain you. That's I don't think we can expect that, at least when someone especially being that cruel to you, even knowing that you have been supportive all this while and you have actually loved them with all your heart. So how to actually talk to ourselves, that yes, I mean, I'm not going to get that closure that I want to, I'm not going to get the answers that I want to ask. And how can we, actually move on from that without a closure? Because that's really important, because I don't think
Move on.
in ugly relationships or toxic relationships you would actually get a closure. You would never. And even if you get a closure, I don't think that would ever satisfy you. So how would you talk to
Yes.
yourself and move on, that I think there's no closure for this, and how do you close that for yourself? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how how I was so giving myself to him
Hmm.
even after his missing days. And I was like, I give him, I still ask him, I sent him paragraphs asking him, is he okay? I contact his sister. I'm trying my best to reach him. Whatever it is, I'm trying to reach him.
Hmm.
But and then I send him paragraph. I try many ways to contact him, but there's still nothing for me to satisfy myself because there's, I think, why people not, I think why people never get satisfied when they don't get closure, because there's so many assumption in their head. There's so
Right,
many things that
right.
they have to like, no,
Address.
this is this, no, that is this, no, why you're doing this to me, no, tell me now why. There's so many why, there's so many this and that on their head that they have to get an answer. So what did I do to get myself a closure is I tell myself that it's okay. I'm not gonna lie, I go to gym, I do meditation to really ask myself like, what am I really looking for? It's over. Why you're still waiting for him? It's over. He's not deserving you because he's doing this and that. So basically, I'm doing this question and answer with myself until I feel like, okay, it's time to let go. Okay, are you satisfied with your own answer? Okay, just let go. Yeah, and
Right, right.
maybe one thing that I can tell you guys, when someone just cut the relationship without giving you any closure, just if it's kind of hardcore, but you can try. Just put it on your head that they're dead. So just sending them a prayer is the best. I'm not gonna lie. I swear, I send him prayer every time, every minute. I pray for him that he's good, he's fine. And there is ah okay. Really, I swear to God, there's one moment I can still feel in my chest that it just lifts up and okay, he's just dead in me. Whatever. We're
Right.
just not meant to be together. So it's a closure that I give to myself. If one day he came back and give me an explanation, I'm sorry, but it's still a no. I just
Right.
you're dead.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. 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 I can completely understand what might have happened, and it takes it takes really great pain, to come out of certain things and to be this strong. I understand, and as we all see, there's this old proverb, all an old saying, a knife couldn't be a knife until and it's forged in fire. All of that. I think for the things that you're telling, I can understand the weight of it, not the depth
Yes.
of it, but the weight of it. And I understand what might have happened, or what exactly would have happened for you to come out of so situation, and being so bold enough to tell that all the things that you would want from a closure is from your own self, talking to yourself that he or she might not be in your life, and that's fine with you. Or I think that's really a good way to handle, and but not many are that strong. Some take time. Luckily you 6 months. I'm not judging here, but yes, I mean it's still a good number. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope people out there fighting for their own closures. I hope they understand that what's not right is gone, and what's right might be coming in your way. And for that, just be strong out there. Right, right, right. So, Fadia, tell me, once you spoke to yourself, all of that, and you finally moved on. You're saying that you're still healing, right? I mean, did you move on? Do you think you have moved on? Do you think you have, that's out of your mind as of now?
Okay. Funny things about moving on is I was stuck with him. Like his shadow, the figure of him is really in my head. So it's
Mhm,
very hard for me to just open my heart again.
mhm, mhm.
And if I can tell you something, it's just you gotta try to move
Right.
on, whatever it is. But do not close your heart from anything because currently I'm yeah, I have a very good relationship with everyone right now, with my friend, with my family,
Mhm.
because I open myself for them. I open my heart to them.
Right.
I don't feel like, you know what? I've been in a toxic relationship, so I am very pathetic person. No, I just like I embrace it that yeah, I've been in a toxic relationship and I involve so many people in my relationship, even though it's just 6 months, but I already involved my family and his family, and that what scars me more.
Mhm.
When it hurts my family, it gives me like it wound me really seriously. So
Right.
yeah,
Right. Right.
just be brave to move on and give it a try, give it a shot, open your heart again, and don't judge everyone and don't
Right.
pity yourself.
Right, right, right. Well, thanks, Fatia, for letting us know. And I hope all the best. I genuinely telling you, and since you're working with us with Project C Foundation, I hope we are
Yeah,
giving you a very good experience out there. And that's it. All the best. I'm sure many things would come on your way, and I hope you always be
thank
happy.
you.
And that's as I've mentioned, we all deserve love and happiness, and you deserve that too. We all do, and I hope that would come your way.
Yeah, and can I tell something, Dave?
Yes, yes, please, Fatia.
For people out there, if you are and if you feel like now you're in a toxic relationship,
Hmm.
just be brave to get out from that relationship. No matter what,
Right,
it will break you, but you'll heal. Other than
right,
you'll just sink and die on that relationship.
Right.
And if you know someone that is on toxic relationship, either is on abusive, mentally abusive relationship, or physically, help them to get out from their relationship.
Right.
So
Right.
don't put more burden to them, but
Right.
please encourage them about what red flag is and encourage them what is abusive in relationship. So
Right.
please
Right.
beware for whoever around you that's stuck in a toxic relationship.
Right.
Help them and help yourself from that.
Correct, correct, correct. Well, I'm sure all of our audience would definitely do that, and I hope people who understand that their friends or family members are in one, I hope they try to help them out as well. I think that's really the kindest thing that we can do to someone. It might sound hurtful in the beginning, but I hope they understand finally the aims or the whole reason of it. Well, thanks again, Fatia. And how was your experience talking to us? And how's the experience so far with Project Seed
Thank
Foundation? Because I
you.
didn't know you were an intern till now. So, yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. It's work. It's fun. I work for the sorry, what again? Media and marketing team,
Right.
and I do all the design thing. And the
Mm-hmm.
team is very fun. We sometimes share our feelings and how are
Mm-hmm.
you, how's your weekend, and everything.
Right.
It's a very good environment for working. I guess it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Well, thanks, Fatia. On that note, I hope Project Seed Foundation keep up to your expectations as well.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
And
so
and and and
much for having me here.
Right, and we'll just end the conversation here, the podcast. But of course, Project C Foundation, we're all a family here. You can talk to anyone. You can ask Shreya, and you can also talk to me whenever you'd want someone to talk to you. And we have many initiatives. You can use them as well. I hope whatever happened to you, it doesn't happen to someone else. And through your story, even if we can make aware to certain people, I think that would be the whole motive of it. We'd be winning onto the winning side as well. Thanks, Fatia. Thanks for that. Thanks for your time. And
Okay.
yep,
Thank you for having
take
me
care.
here.
Yep, take care. Bye.
Bye.